You are listening to Telling Tales by Namrata. Hello, children. Today we are going to listen to the story of the camel and the fox. A camel and a fox were very good friends and very cunning thieves too. One day, the two friends decided to cross the river so that they could travel to a nearby farm to steal some food. However, the small fox could not swim. So the camel said to his friend,
"Don't worry, my dear friend. If you can't swim, just sit on my back and chant a hymn."
And so the fox climbed up onto the camel's back, and the strong camel swam across the river to the other side. When they had crossed the river, the camel and the fox made their way to the farm. When they finally arrived at the farm, the fox caught himself a chicken, while the camel dug up some lovely fresh vegetables. The greedy fox quickly gobbled down the food. Gup, gup, gup. And then began to sing loudly. The camel got worried as he was still chewing his food and thought the farmer might notice. He said to his friend,
"Please don't sing as I haven't finished eating. If the farmer comes, we will get a beating."
The fox didn't care much. He said to his friend, "Oh dear camel, I'm accustomed to singing after I eat, and this was indeed such a nice treat." As the fox continued singing on the top of his voice, soon the farmer heard him and came running out of his house waving a large stick. "I will teach you a lesson," exclaimed the angry farmer. Because the fox was so small and nimble, he was able to run away from the farmer and he quickly reached the river. But the poor camel was very slow and still in the middle of eating his vegetables. And so he did not see the farmer until it was very late. The angry farmer thrashed him with a large stick, and the poor camel received many blows to his legs and back before he was finally able to escape. When the camel reached the river, his bones ached, and he was very upset with his friend the fox.
"Why did you sing when you knew the farmer would hear? You should have waited until I finished my dinner,"
cried the camel. "Because it is my custom to sing after every snack. Now let me climb on you as we cross the river on way back," replied the fox in a very casual way. Then the camel walked slowly down the river bank into the water and began to swim to the other side with the fox upon his back. When the camel was halfway across the river, at the point where the water was at its deepest and the current at its fastest, he stopped swimming and he said to the fox,
"I am accustomed to bathe after I eat, and as you said, this was indeed a treat."
"No, no!" the fox cried. "Do not bathe here and now," said fox with a frown. "I cannot swim, and if you take a bath, I shall drown." But the camel lowered his back into the deep water until the fox lost his grip on the camel's back and began to splash around helplessly against the fast current. "Help me! Help me!" cried the desperate fox. "I am drowning! I am drowning!" The camel asked the fox,
Are you sorry that today you were so selfish and caused me so much pain and anguish?
Oh, yes, yes, I am truly sorry, cried the fox, just before his head disappeared once more beneath the surface of the water. The camel did not have the heart to watch his friend drown in the river, and so he pulled the little fox out of the water and placed him again on his back. Then the camel swam the rest of the way across the river and climbed up the bank and onto the warm grass. The fox realized that he had been very selfish, and the fox said to his friend, I am so sorry, my friend, for what I did today, but will do never. I promise that you can trust me forever and ever. The camel acknowledged kindly and said,
I am so sorry as I had to teach you a lesson today. Remember, never betray anyone. That's all I want to say.
Then the two friends began to laugh and roll around in the warm grass while the sunshine dried their wet fur. The fox had learned a valuable lesson that day. He had learned that it was not good to betray a friend, and that if you do wrong to somebody, that then somebody might well do wrong with you. It was indeed a lesson of tit for tat.